All right, guys. Well, today is a big day, probably for you and me, because today is the day for me that the Bulletproof Handyman business gets its own LLC separate from my actual handyman business. So the YouTube side of things is about to have its own LLC, and y'all are going to watch me do this step by step so you can see how to do it for your business. And I'm hoping if you're watching this, that the reason you're watching it is because you're actually finally starting your LLC. Now, the one thing I'm going to ask you to do is to go to the description and use my link to get here. You don't have to, but if you use my link to get here, it lets my sponsors know that I'm doing my job, making sure that y'all are aware of them. So please go use my link. And all we're going to do, I've chosen Northwest because they're $39. That's all it costs to have them file. There are other sites that say they do it for free. I promise you, I've checked them out. They're all going to nickel and dime you before you get to the end. You're going to end up paying more than this $39 ultimately for them to actually get an LLC into your hands. Northwest is going to take care of everything for $39 plus whatever your state charges to file. If your state charges $50, of course, Northwest needs to get that $50 from you to give to the state. But Northwest is only making $39 off of this. So click the link in the description. It's going to land you on this page, and I'm just going to walk you through the process, and you're going to watch me actually get my Bulletproof Handyman Business YouTube channel LLC started. So click Let's Get You Started, and form a new company. So what type of business would you like to start? We're going to say an LLC, not a corporation, not a nonprofit, an LLC. Arizona is the state. Arizona business formation filing options, $85 expedited, processed in 1 day. Now, if Arizona offered a cheaper service that wasn't expedited, it looks like Arizona just does the expedited $85. So that's what it's going to cost me to actually file. That's that $39 plus your state's filing fee. So total cost for filing is going to be $124. There's all the numbers there. Click continue. What would you like your business name to be? Bulletproof Handyman. That's all I needed to be, actually, right there. Send a copy of lawsuits and legal notices to your attorney. If you have an attorney, you can put that stuff in here. I'm just going to say no. They can send it straight to me. Use generic business purpose. So you can put in your own business purpose here, or you can use a generic business purpose. Put your business purpose in here. Now, physical address you want on record with the state. This is going to depend on whether or not you want your own personal address to be private if you want your business to show some other address. So you can use our registered agent address, meaning Northwest registered agent's address. They have an address that they'll use for you. Or they can use your mailing address, or you can specify address. So I'm going to use their address. And that may cost a little extra, I'm not sure, but you don't have to use their address. You can just use yours. Mailing address you want on record with the state. I'm going to say our registered agent address there as well. Continue. Management type, member managed or manager managed. All this means is it managed by you, or did you hire a manager? If you have a manager managing your LLC, you need to put them here. If it's member managed, then you say member. If it's managed by you, then it's member managed. So mine is going to be managed by me. Address to record with the state is going to be our registered agent address. So I'm going to use, again, Northwest registered agent's address instead of my own. Continue. Our price so far is still $124. That's the $39 for Northwest registered agent and the $85 for the Arizona filing fee. We've got my name and info there. Of course, you're probably seeing this all censored out so you don't get all my personal information. And continue. And account setup. So you need to have an email address. I'm going to use Duke at Bulletproof. Now, y'all can email me there if you want, but you shouldn't, because I don't check that one often. That's just for business, for like boring business stuff. If y'all are trying to email me to ask me questions, you feel free to, but that should be done at bulletproofhandymanbusiness@gmail.com. If you email me at duke@bulletproofhandyman.com, I will eventually see it, and I will eventually reply, but it may be a while. Next, create password. Should I just let it? No, I'm going to do my own password here. Choose your own. There we go. Got my password created. Continue business identity. Get a free business domain name for 1 year plus 90-day free trials for business website, business email, and business phone number. I'm not going to do this. There's a lot of reasons. I don't think it's a horrible deal, but I've looked into what they do, and honestly, I think it's going to be better to go with GoDaddy or Wix. I prefer Wix, at least at the moment, although GoDaddy's improving. But I'm going to go with one of those two guys for the website. Currently, I built my website with Wix. I think it's so easy a handyman can do it. Y'all can click on the link in the description and watch my videos for how to build your website on Wix. That's also where I get my business email through. But I'm going to say no to business identity services, and I'm not going to pick any of the individual services either. Like I said, I looked into them. I just don't think they're the right deal for me. Continue. Law on call service. Now, if you notice when you unselect this, it doesn't change the pricing over here on the right. So it doesn't cost anything extra. So I'm going to leave that there. Tax ID. This is going to be your EIN. So you're going to need an EIN to be an LLC. I have a different video on this channel if you want to go look for it on how to get your EIN from the IRS. It literally takes like 5 minutes and it's done. It's easy to do. I know this is going to seem lazy to y'all, but I'm just going to pay them to do it. But let's see, have social security number, do not. Yes, have social security number. I do have a social security number. I'm going to let them go get my tax ID. This is my EIN. This is essentially the LLC's social security number that the government's going to use to recognize us as our own entity so that we can do our taxes and stuff with that number instead of with our social security number. Now, S Corp election with the IRS. Do we want to do that? Yes, we do. At least I do. So I'm going to go ahead and pay that $100 to do that. I'm just going to pay for it and get it done. I want it all done right now, today. But if you want to be an S Corp, you can pay your accountant to file the paperwork, or you can file the paperwork yourself, or you don't have to be an S Corp. But I want to be an S Corp, so I'm going to go ahead and pay that $100 for that. Premium mail service, no, I'm not interested in that. Trademark filing, no. DBA, trade name filing, no. However, just so you know, under your LLC, you can have multiple DBAs. You can have a umbrella LLC with 5 different businesses underneath that umbrella LLC that are all getting routed through that same EIN, that same business basically, the LLC being the big business. You can have multiple DBAs underneath it and be running multiple businesses under one LLC, and you can file a DBA for each one if you want. I'm not going to do that. Continue. And it's time to pay. So, of course, I'm going to be censoring all this. It's also doing the S Corp. Thank you for your order. Finalize your company formation. You're almost done. Before we submit your order, you'll need to click continue to confirm your address and other filing details. Add optional rush processing for a faster turnaround and explore additional services to support your new business. So first of all, yes, I do want to save that password. There we go. Paid everything. Continue. We're just going to go through whatever little finalization processes we have here. Company details, just going to check everything and make sure it's all right. Okay, that's where they're stationed. Cool, they're in Phoenix. Nice. This is Northwest registered agent's address that they're using for my business. That's not my address, just FYI. Company details, yes. Oh, we just did that. There we go. Looks good. Processing time. Skip the line, get your business filed faster, get a faster turnaround for $150. I don't need any of that. We're going to be just fine without that. Business identity, no thank you. Don't need it. All right, complete your order. We got renewal service, no thank you. Phone service, no thank you. Premium operating agreement, no thank you. Trademark filing, no thank you. I don't need any of that, no thanks. Click submit and you're done. Submit order. And thank you. Your business will be official soon. So that's it, guys. That's the entire process. Okay, actually, it looks like we've got some stuff that needs input. So next up, orders requiring attention to, let's see what attention they need. S Corp election, federal needs input. What input do you need? Please fill out this form. Review form for accuracy prior to submitting. We will file exactly what is provided below. Did you hire us to obtain your EIN? Yes. The mailing information is their information. Has the company mailing address changed since the EIN was obtained? No. Responsible party, that's going to be me. It's going to autofill my info there. Shareholder, select a person or entity. Just Ray Duke, I'm the only one. And it updated all of that information automatically. We don't need to add any shareholders. Submit, that should take care of it. All right, cool. And next is going to be needs input, federal EIN tax number, responsible party, that's going to be me. Need to put my social in there. There we go. Number of members is 1. I'm the only member. Start date is going to be today, which is October 19th. There we go. Company purpose, handyman startup incubator. How about that? Company physical address, use our address and keep yours private. I'm going to keep it that way. Company mailing address, I'm going to use their address and keep it private. Owns a highway motor vehicle with a taxable gross weight of 55,000 pounds or more? No. Involves gambling? No. Needs to file quarterly excise tax return? No. Sells or manufactures alcohol, tobacco, or firearms? No. You have or expect to have any employees who will receive W-2s in the next 12 months? No, not at the moment. I'm not expecting that. Responsible party signature, add new signature. So we'll type this out and then we'll do that. Check. Date of signature. Check. That should be everything. Let's click that submit button. Fill out the required information. What did I miss? Should be in red. Oh, county. Okay. County. The Phoenix is Maricopa, I believe. Submit again. There we go. All right, filing orders in progress, pending dependent filing, pending dependent filing. Nothing I need to do for any of these, so now we're done. This is the process. It's literally that easy. You've seen every step that you need to do, so now you're able to take those steps. I'm excited. Bulletproof Handyman has its own LLC now. Hopefully you have your own LLC now. If you do, comment on the video and let me know your LLC. Let me know the name of your business, and I'll celebrate for you and with you. And with all that being said, I love you guys. I hope you're out there killing it, and I'll see y'all on the next one.